Hey viewers and viewers, my name is General Red Strategist and welcome back to a round of Fuck My Life with Phil.
I beg your pardon, no one wants to do that to you. Oh dear, oh dear.
Oh, well, that's
not what we want.
Well, FML.
Here we go. So
Indeed.
there's been a while since we've had a go at this, and it's scenarios where people, it's sort of like a that sucks as well.
Indeed.
Some scenarios that people have got that aren't very good, and we'll start with this first one, which is actually today.
Yeah,
today. It's very recent. So you start us off.
Okay,
then, Andrew.
I'll start us off then. I want to be oppressed so bad. Today, my stepfather decided he was no longer part of our family and refused to come to family dinner, all because we're all women and he isn't.
Don't you just love sexism?
Yeah, it's a weird one, that is. Well, I say, no, doesn't sound like much of a loss then, in that case, if he's going to be that way.
So he's not coming because we're all women, but hang on. If he's your stepfather, he's basically married your mum.
Yeah,
so
indeed.
does he not want to be with your mum, or
Yeah.
is he not interested in the rest of you? This seems very misogynistic, isn't he?
Seems a bit
Sounds
weird,
like a very
doesn't it?
misogynistic man.
Yeah, it's an odd one, that. But you know what? Agree, your life sucks on that one, indeed.
Why is there even an attempt for a you deserved it?
Yeah, indeed. Who's doing that? Who knows?
Unless all of you are horrible little beings, but no, we can't say that. We've got no context for that.
Yeah, we haven't, indeed. So yeah,
I don't know what's going there.
that's a your life sucks. But also at the same time, I'd say, we could add a third part to that one, which is that, you dodged a bullet, maybe, kind of thing. In terms of maybe it's for the best, actually. Yeah. So just putting that out there. Indeed.
Okay, towards the light. Today, my grandma miraculously survived a bout with pneumonia. Nice. She keeps saying the Lord spoke to her while she was comatose. While comatose, she had to be physically restrained because she would unconsciously mess with the medical equipment, and when she woke up, she was completely delirious. Yeah, no.
Oh dear. Yeah, that's... Yeah, people sometimes say and see and do weird things when they're under, when they've been made comatose or when they're under medication or whatever.
This medical equipment would have kept her going.
Yeah, indeed.
Isn't pneumonia? It's a sort of like more horrible version of like the flu or the cold, isn't there? Or pleurisy. That's another sort of one there.
It's one that I think they're probably one of the main risks. Sometimes it's just like fluid build up in your lungs, things like that. Which
That's
can be
it. It's to do with your lungs.
Yeah. Respiratory
Poor
problems.
grandma.
Indeed.
As long as you got to sort it out.
Yeah.
Because anaesthetic and stuff and things like that can make you delirious.
Yeah.
It's a useful invention. Just think back in the past before we had anesthesia. Where you had to weren't knocked out while getting operations and surgery done on you.
You just got absolutely sloshed on alcohol instead and hoped that
hope for the best.
Yeah, absolutely. I do like the poster's name as well. By Sure Grandma, let's get you to bed.
Yeah, that's a good little one.
You need a nap and all that. Okay, right, me again. So, the walk of shame to the gym locker. Today, I was doing squats in the gym. During the set, when I squatted deep down, some poop came the fuck out like a rocket. It was so embarrassing, and luckily there were fewer people in the gym than usual.
Oh,
yeah, that's
okay. Are you experiencing any like bowel issues?
Yeah.
Or did you have a bit of a rough night early before? Maybe ate something a bit nasty and having a bit of diarrhea.
I know, because the way it's phrased that it came out like a rocket, that sounds quite, I don't know, like something's wrong. Because normally it doesn't come out like a rocket.
Houston, we have a problem. We're ready for liftoff.
Oof, yes. All ready for, escape velocity.
When you said there were fewer people in the gym than usual, did anyone see you?
Yeah, I imagine.
Yeah, hopefully you were maybe you were in a spot where there was like no one there at all. Because,
indeed.
And what did you do? Did you? Hopefully you maybe went to go and get some paper towel or tissue paper and clean it up.
Yeah. I would hope that. I would imagine, I should say, probably that they just made their way as furtively as they could back to the locker room and just cleaned themselves up and got changed and probably went home. Something like that. Yeah.
Just make sure that no one saw you. That's what you want. Yeah.
Indeed. Yes.
That's a big life sucks. Yeah. Sorry to hear that.
That is a life sucks. Yeah. Okay.
Right. Smoking is cool. Today I've learned that you can get chronic obstructive pulmonary disease from secondhand smoke, even if you don't smoke. I don't have it yet, but my parents are heavy smokers. They insist that the health risks are exaggerated. Why don't you go tell that to my grandma, who actually does have COPD and was a heavy smoker until recently?
Ooh, yeah, that's a good case of cognitive dissonance going on right there, where the evidence is all around you and yet you still insist that apparently it's not that significant.
I'm sorry, but smoking has huge health risks. That's why they have to print all these things on the actual smoking packets.
Yeah.
It's funny, isn't it, smoking? Because back in history, obviously doctors thought it was absolutely fine, and they even promoted it.
Yeah,
yeah. I remember in the past, it was doctors were all promoting it was absolutely fine and give you vigor and strength and everything.
Yeah, I always remember like seeing old sort of footage from like the 50s and the 60s of like NHS wards where one of the nurses would come around with like a trolley of like things you can buy, like snacks and things, and of course they're like selling cigarette packets on the wards.
Yeah, I remember seeing the little like pamphlets and leaflets and posters with them saying, "Our doctors highly recommend it. Smoke one a day, and you'll get all the vigor and strength."
Indeed, yeah.
Like, no, and then they finally realised after doing loads of other tests and something, oh, hang on, what we said there wasn't quite right.
Yeah, it actually has horrible health effects.
Yeah,
indeed.
The health risks are not exaggerated. So, mum and dad.
Yeah, it's also like this post actually says as well. You don't even need to be a smoker to be harmed by smoking.
Smoke.
Yeah, exactly. That stuff's bad for you. So, indeed, I think it's better that we clamp down on smoking, and the less people smoking, probably the better overall. I would say.
Exactly. We can cause a lot of issues, and it can lead to things like lung cancer and various things like that, which you don't want.
Okay. Keeping score is the next one. Is it you? Yep. Or is it me? No, you see, I'm getting distracted again. It's me, yeah. Today.
This one comes to us from 2012.
Oh, okay,
actually.
It's an old one then. Okay. Today I found out why my teenage daughter won't brush her teeth properly. Apparently, my son convinced her that toothpaste has tons of calories. Oh dear, I think this is where you need to take your kids aside and maybe just educate them and say, how can you gain calories from something that you're not actually eating and it doesn't even have calories in it? What the hell?
There's nothing there.
Yeah,
no
exactly.
Sugar, no calories, no fat. I can see why this has got a huge amount of, because obviously it's been since 2012.
Indeed.
But yeah, no. Toothpaste doesn't have calories in it.
Yeah.
What are you on about?
Exactly. And like I say, even if it did, you're not actually swallowing it. You're not actually ingesting it. Yeah, exactly.
I must admit, when I was younger, I did used to swallow the toothpaste.
Did you? Really?
Because I just didn't like spitting it out.
Yeah.
But you shouldn't really do that with toothpaste. It's not a thing you should be doing.
I mean, it's just like that thing of, obviously it's got like certain chemicals in it, like fluorides and stuff like that, which I suppose obviously they're good for helping with your like oral hygiene, but obviously it's better not to be swallowing it kind of regularly and all that.
No, not, but
indeed.
Yeah, that's a good one. Okay.
Yeah.
Right, major red flag. Today, the nutcase I was dating broke up with me because I don't want to open a shop with his broke arse using my lifelong saved money. He's now throwing all I told him in confidence back in my face.
Oof, yeah, that person sounds like an absolute asshole. Just saying.
Yeah, and what you've got to think about with businesses, some don't always get off the ground.
Yeah.
So throwing your money at something like this, the shop may not work.
And the thing is, like, he's asking the OP to help by putting their lifelong savings into it, which is like, dude, it's your idea. You put your money into it. Don't tell me to put my money in when you've just broken up with me and all that. But God, and there's like,
well, no.
Oh, sorry, I've misread that.
Broken up because of the fact.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. Sorry.
He didn't want to open a shop.
Indeed.
Yeah. Because if it all goes, if it all goes wrong, then you've lost your money.
Indeed. Yeah.
And this is what can happen with things like this.
Yeah.
Yeah. You might do super fantastic. Depends what type of shop it is.
Yeah.
I mean, if it's one of those like niche shops, then you might not get as many clientele. But if you're going to be like a corner store that sells, bread and milk and newspapers and all that, then you might get somewhere a bit more with that.
Yeah.
Rather than a niche shop, like if you decided to go a bike shop or something.
Indeed. I thought, just looking as well at the final part of it, I think maybe it's best as well for the OP to sort of get in touch with all their friends and family and actually let them know about this, because if he is sort of throwing all you told him in confidence back in your face, that sounds maybe like he's kind of talking about private matters and things like that quite openly. So you might want to be proactive in perhaps fighting back against that, because otherwise that's sounds like a really manipulative thing to do to someone.
Yeah, absolutely. Right,
indeed. Yeah. No fap season, Phil.
It's our first spicy one.
A spicy. Today I had a very hot sex dream about my female co-worker. It was so good I woke up practically rock hard, jerked off, and had an amazing orgasm. There's just one problem. I'm a gay guy in a committed relationship.
Oh, well, that's an interesting scenario.
Yeah.
Well, maybe that just goes to show maybe you're not gay. Maybe you're bisexual.
You could be bisexual. Yeah.
If you're having a nice thoughts about women as well as men, then that would go down the bisexual route.
And the thing is, like, you know, if this happened in the privacy, you know, of your room and there was no one around, then you know what happens in your room stays in your room. You don't need to tell anyone about it.
I've just noticed that the last time we did spicy ones, they were blurred out.
Yeah.
They've decided not to blur them out anymore.
Indeed, they've updated the site again. True. I mean, it's like, at the end of the day, it's more of one of those kind of like intrusive thoughts things. I think, like, people have them, you know, it doesn't mean anything. It's just an intrusive thing that sometimes occurs. But there's no necessarily, there doesn't have to be like a big impact from it unless you basically make it into a big impact. So,
it's
indeed,
fine.
Yeah.
You do what you want to in your own time as well.
Indeed, Okay.
Right, it's not for everyone. Today, it's our 30-year no wedding anniversary, as in 30 years since you refused to marry me. I mean, we've only been together 30 years, have 4 adult children, 6 grandchildren, a house we jointly own, and a retirement villa waiting for us in Tuscany, and yet she doesn't want to marry me, ever.
Okay, that's a curious one.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Why not?
I mean, is it just maybe... she just doesn't kind of believe in the institution of marriage, or
could very well be that, or finding it just want to maintain the boyfriend-girlfriend relationship.
Could be,
or actually we don't know what gender he is, so it could be girlfriend.
There could be more context to this, I don't know, but I mean, obviously, I mean, maybe if you had your heart set on actually, you know, marriage, then it can suck. But I mean, it's a tricky one, that. I feel like we need more context on the relationship.
Some people like to have the marriage, don't they?
Yeah. I mean, when I say we need more context on the relationship, I know there's a ton of fucking context already given in that. What I mean is, I feel like, I don't know, I kind of want to reserve judgment unless I sort of know more about the people involved themselves and what their view on marriage is and things like that, because, I don't know, it's a tricky one. But yeah,
30 years of no wedding, though. You've been together 30 years, that's still quite a while as well.
It is a while, yeah.
Isn't it just? I mean, wow.
Indeed. Who knows?
What do your children and grandchildren think about it as well?
Yeah, who knows? I mean, I don't know what else to say about that one. It's tricky. I'm not really sure where I'd go with that.
That is what I want to think about. Maybe. Oh well, I was going to say maybe you could sit down but
you've had 30 years to do that. I think we'll move on from that one because it's I don't know, it's a funny one. I feel like there is just more information that's needed in order to make a judgment. So, well, if there was a third bar that said want more info, I'd be clicking that one.
Clicking that one. Or it's hilarious.
It's hilarious.
Yeah, not that one.
Indeed. Okay. It is lock him up. Today, my 5-year-old son threatened to kill another kid at school. I told the teacher I'd have a talk with my son about how that's not okay. The teacher replied that I'd better call the cops in case he follows through. Did I mention the kid is 5?
Ooh.
Let's just say, I think young kids will say things that are weird, but doesn't necessarily mean anything.
Yes, especially at 5 years old. They might just be, he just got annoyed going, oh, I'm going to kill you.
Yeah.
No, it's not going to happen. It's not. It's a bit strange that the teacher was like, he's going to follow through. I mean, you work with 5-year-old kids every day.
Indeed.
They're really going to follow through?
I feel like I'm just going to take a wild guess, and I may turn out I'm absolutely wrong, but I'm going to take a wild guess that this is in the US and where they're worried about school shootings or something.
Oh, yeah.
But even so, he's 5. I don't know, like, he's a 5-year-old, so he's probably not going to be worry anyway. Probably just, let's say, 5-year-old kids, kids being kids and just saying random shit.
Exactly.
Indeed.
That's what you've got to think about. 5-year-old kids being kids, going through the stages.
Yeah. Indeed. Yes. Okay.
Okie dokie. What is happening to me? I don't know why I did that. I just thought. Today, my son was up at 3 a.m. crying due to excruciatingly severe pain in his groin. So I took him to the ER. After 9 hours, consisting of 2 different hospitals, an ambulance ride, a CAT scan, what about a dog scan, an ultrasound, and possible appendicitis, the surgeon finally said he was just constipated.
Well, better that that's all it is than something
yes,
worse.
No, it's good that you went through the trouble of going through that. I know it's a hell of a lot of trouble, but at least you went through that. And if you found out there was something severe,
indeed, yeah. I feel like you wouldn't be posting on FML if it turned out to be something else. So, yes, indeed, it's
also pain in his groin. How? Really? I didn't think that you have pain in your groin if you're constipated.
Depends, I suppose, on how bad the constipation is.
If it's really pushing again,
yeah. If it's really impacted and really solid, I imagine, it probably could cause a bit of pain. I suppose, especially like if it's so kind of impacted that it starts to actually damage the internal lining of, like the anal tract and things like that. That probably would hurt.
Yeah, this is why you've got to say when you need to go.
Yeah.
Because keeping fecal matter and urine matter inside of you can actually lead to bowel and bladder cancer respectively.
Yeah, can lead to problems. So just don't do that, ladies and gentlemen. Like Phil says, if you need to go absolutely. Okay, with that one I'm sort of sympathetic with the life sucks, but at the same time I would also say, don't kind of think too much of it and be thankful that it's not something more severe.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okie dokie.
Over to me. The judge has made his ruling. Today, I got into a fight with my girlfriend. After yelling and arguing my point, my cat got up and jumped up next to her on the bed. He sat down and they both glared at me until I left. Wow.
Oh, good old cat.
Oh, it's another back from 2012 one.
2012 one, it's a good one.
Indeed.
This one,
Well, to be honest, the cat's probably not siding with her. The cat's probably glaring at you because you're making so much noise. Cat just probably wants you to be quiet.
They don't like that. Animals don't like that.
Yeah, indeed.
And this person is from Canada and London at the same time.
Is there a London in Canada?
There you go.
I assume there must be, like a town or a city that has the same name.
But that's what happens with cats. Oh, they're lovely creatures. I do love cats. But that's a bit of a funny one. That one.
Yeah, that's kind
more
of
a funny
amusing.
one. I like the word, but to put some funny ones in among the bit more serious ones.
Yeah, there we are. So life sucks, but at the same time, bow down to your cat overlord.
Exactly.
That's
Okay, weird request. Today, after being apart for 3 months, my fiance said the only way she'll take me back is if I send her some of the pictures we took on our first date. I deleted everything when I thought we'd never work out again, so it probably might not work out again, I guess.
Yeah, I think that's not going to work out.
Yeah.
Maybe cut loose and plenty more fish in the sea and all that. So.
Why did she want to have pictures on the first date?
Yeah, it's strange one. It's a bit of a weird one, but I don't know, maybe it's for the best, who knows. So your life sucks, I think, on that one.
I must admit, it is a bit of a weird request to get asked for those pictures.
Yeah.
But and I can see, you wouldn't want to keep those because you thought it was all just going to be over there. Right.
Yeah, I feel like more context could be required, like why were you apart for 3 months and things like that. But who knows? It's a strange one. On to the next one then. Thanks for the support. Today, I'm pregnant and have been experiencing the most severe depression of all my life. My long-time therapist asked me to think about whether this is the right time for me to be in therapy, then drop me as a client.
Right, well, that's a useless therapist.
That is a useless therapist.
That's not what... Sorry, how did you get your job?
Indeed, yeah. I'm just looking... according to the Post, this one's from here in the UK, this one. Which would make me think, is this an NHS therapist? Because if so, that's a bit weird because obviously, like, I would have thought, in America, for example, this is probably like private, in which case maybe it's like you can't pay for it and then they're dropping you as a result. But obviously, if this is the UK and it's National Health Service, then
unless it is a private one,
it could be
what you've got to
private.
think.
Yeah, who knows?
That's what you got to think, but shouldn't have done that anyway.
Yeah, it seems, it's a douchey thing to do to someone who has clearly mental health issues that they need help with. Yeah,
especially because they'll need help for their baby.
Yeah,
and having having depression is not going to help to nurture this baby into the world.
Indeed, yeah. So that's your life sucks on that one. I do think, absolutely, okay. Yeah.
Right, been here long. Today, while I was working from home on my laptop and had my feet up on the coffee table, I felt something on my foot. I looked down to see a spider the size of a quarter on top of my bare foot. It started doing something, so I froze, hoping it wouldn't bite me. Instead, it anchored the start of its web to my skin.
Oh, spiders just decided, here's a good place to make home.
Yes, I like this place. Oh, what a lovely little foot this is. Let me put some of my lovely silky smooth cobwebby in it.
That's probably the point where you did actually need to move your foot, so then it would probably take fright and skitter off.
Yeah, I think you should probably move your foot.
Exactly, yeah. I'm just trying to think, like, a spider the size of a quarter. So how big would a quarter be?
A quarter's not that big.
Yeah.
So it's quite a small one.
Yeah,
so it won't be terribly big now.
Yeah, exactly. So I guess maybe this OP just doesn't really like spiders all that much.
No, I mean it's a common phobia, isn't it? Arachnophobia. I think it's the most common phobia. It might be. I don't know if it's the most common phobia. It might be joined with
a fear of falling, vertigo, things like that, maybe. Yeah.
Or vertigo, the fear of heights.
Yeah, stuff like that. Indeed, yeah. But well, I think spiders, they get a terrible rap even. But
hopefully you're not in Australia.
Oh yeah, hopefully not.
Spiders are like that.
Indeed.
God. Yes.
Hopefully you're anywhere but Australia.
Yeah, that's right. Okay.
Okay. Right. Young at heart. Today I found out when meeting her that my uncle has a girlfriend who is half his age. She's worse than a toddler. She started begging and crying for chocolate in the middle of a car ride.
Interesting.
What? Jesus. You have an uncle who has a girlfriend who is half his age, and she is basically a bit of a brat. Okay, that probably makes for
turning out fun.
Yeah, this probably made for a really awkward car ride, probably. Yeah.
Well, I must say, there's a little part of me on her side because who doesn't love chocolate? Come on, at the end of the day,
yeah.
You've got to have your chocolate fix.
That was your cue, OP, to actually join her and start begging for chocolate as well.
Yeah,
indeed.
Get a bit of chocolate down here. Ooh, yummy. We all love chocolate. Well,
did you hear though apparently that Lidl has had to dispose of a load of their chocolate bunnies? Because
no, I have not heard that.
Yeah, I think there's been like a court case or something where basically because Lidl had a load of like chocolate bunny products, but apparently they look too similar. I think to the ones it's offered by Lindt.
Lindt's bunnies are very popular.
Yeah. And or it's basically I don't know if it's Lindt.
Easter, though.
Well, that's the thing. Like, I've seen it recently. I don't know if maybe it's been like an ongoing court case or something, and now the verdict has come through. Only just now. I can't remember if it's infringement of like copyright. Well, not copyright, but infringement of like kind of the rights to that sort of product with Lind, or if it was a different supermarket or company or something. But yeah, apparently I think it's Lidl. They've been ordered to stop selling a certain because apparently it looks too similar to an existing product. So
isn't that the whole point that like Lidl and Aldi do these cheaper ones that taste exactly like the branded stuff.
Yeah, but there was another one like that. I can't remember whether it was Lidl or Aldi, but I think it's M&S have is it Colin the Caterpillar or whatever it is? The cake.
Of course, yeah.
And there was one,
the Caterpillar cake.
There were it was either Lidl or Aldi had their own version, which was called Cuthbert the Caterpillar. But basically, when you look at it,
this one.
It looks pretty much exactly the same as the M&S version or whatever it is. And so I think M&S kind of sued them for like sort of copyright, infringement of like property rights or whatever. And I think they actually did win. I'm not sure.
Oh, did they?
I think
I've had that before. It is actually really tasty.
Yeah.
But
indeed.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. There we go. So
right.
yeah,
Promising. Yeah. Today, my wife of 12 years told me she'd be more peaceful if I just killed myself. I argued that I'm not going to, but she assured me that I would. It's just when that's the question.
Oh boy! And you know what else you can assure her? Well,
What?
you know what you can assure her of? You can assure her of a divorce if she's going to
Yes,
be like
I
that.
think, yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. What the
I know,
hell's
that's
going on here?
Yeah, what the hell has happened in your relationship? That's
To say something like that.
I know, got it to that point. That sounds like I think you need to maybe get apart. Just saying.
Yeah, that's just not on. I'm sorry, but what the
Indeed.
hell is going on there?
Yeah.
That is not something a wife of 12 years should be telling you. What the?
I know. It's like, I
That
think
is
we.
just outstanding.
I know we need more context. Like, what's been going on here? Has your relationship been so bad that it's deteriorated to the point where you're literally just saying horrible things to one another? Like, good lord. I think a divorce is in order. Just going on that, but there you go.
I think what you should do to go back at her is, it'll be even more peaceful than that. If I just let me just go and get these divorce papers, and you can sign them.
Yes, indeed. Yeah, just on the face of it, I'm going to say your life sucks on that one, though. That's just based on what was written in there. Who knows? Maybe there's more context to it. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe we need to have a look at that. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Where are we? Gang violence, Phil. Today I cycled past a group of middle school kids. They decided that they should all start shouting "Fat Alert" while ringing the bells on their bikes. Oh dear. It's another old one.
Oh, this is from 2010 this time.
Okay. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. That sucks.
That's nasty. That is
yeah.
nasty. I will agree. That's not a nice thing for people to say, but maybe it's going to give you a bit of a kick, maybe to sort your health out, maybe.
Yeah, maybe. That's the thing, we're not trying to be sort of nasty to OP here, but we absolutely admit it's pretty horrible what the kids are doing there. Also, it's interesting that this apparently is from the United Kingdom and it's using the term middle school kids, because I don't think I've ever seen that term used in the UK before.
No, I think middle school is more a you have that in the US. We don't have a middle school here.
No,
it's sort of like the between primary school and secondary school. Yeah, they have another stage, which is a bit strange. I'm not quite sure why they had that other stage.
I guess it's because, when you look at curricula for kids of different ages, it's like the curricula for sort of round about 12 to 14-year-olds is never quite the same as for 15, 16, 17-year-olds. So probably why they sort of divide it instead of having high school for all of them. They have middle and then high school.
Yeah, it's probably
possibly
a thing, isn't it?
Yeah, just as a distinction between those two levels, perhaps. Yes, so your life sucks, OP, definitely.
Definitely.
But be positive. You could maybe make a change in your life, perhaps, if need be.
Yes, that's the thing.
Empower yourself. Yeah, don't let those words haunt you. Indeed. Who's it?
Okay, right.
It's you, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. I've had even enough. Eh?
Yeah.
That makes sense. That title.
Yeah.
Today I started my period. I didn't start my period. I'm a man. It's technically impossible for me to do so.
Yes.
Unfortunately, my last period only ended 6 days ago. PCOS sucks.
Oh dear. Okay. Well, that's it feels like your period is a bit maybe. I don't know, out of whack a bit? I don't know.
Yeah, there's certain factors that can link to that, isn't there?
Yeah.
Things to do with weight, I know, is one. I know that being too underweight can cause issues with periods.
Yeah. Maybe, I don't know. Is this new, OP? Has this only just happened to you now, or is this...
Or is it a common thing?
Yeah, because if it's a common thing, I don't know. Maybe see a doctor or something? I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, who is the best person to look at for medical issues?
Yeah.
A doctor.
Indeed.
They've had that 4 years of training for something.
Yeah, indeed. Yeah, I'd say your life sucks on that one.
Yeah, definitely.
Sounds like it's very inconvenient.
Okay.
Mad bastards. Today, my cat decided to start sprinting back and forth across the house while I was holding a cup of coffee. They both ran into each of my legs in unison, sending me crashing down on top of them. I also hit my head on the corner of a shelf and spilled coffee all over my neck, in addition to breaking the cup.
Oh, that's a massive series of unfortunate events.
That is a series of unfortunate events, that one.
Sort of like a horrible Rube Goldberg machine.
Yeah. Sort of like some sort of, you found yourself in the timeline of a slapstick comedy. Good lord.
Yes. Yeah. Oh yeah.
I hope
that.
I hope you didn't hurt yourself too hard though when you hit your head and spilled coffee on your neck. Yeah, cats. We all love them.
I love them, but they do things like this. And
they do funny
I
things.
suppose you have to use a different cup from now on.
Yeah.
Hopefully the coffee wasn't too hot and it didn't burn your neck.
Yeah.
Um,
Bit of a digression here, but I went out to M&S this morning and actually bought myself a couple of new mugs for having tea in, Phil.
you treated yourself to M&S,
Yeah.
did you?
M&S,
Should have got yourself
yeah.
a full on the caterpillar cake. And some
While I
of
was
that,
there.
I remember when I came over to see you and we had a walk around M&S.
Oh, yeah.
And you could have got some of that
Oh,
Sicilian lemon juice.
yeah, I did. Yeah. Yeah, I got some of that, and it was really, really nice. I've drunk all that up now, but yeah, it was lovely. And the raspberry lemonade one, that was pretty good as well.
Oh yes, yeah, that as well. Yeah, that's nice.
Lovely, delicious. Those sort of drinks are nice when they're served ice cold. Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah, that's your life sucks on that one. Then,
Right, no fun. It's spicy time.
Okay.
Today, I still haven't consummated my marriage with my new wife. She said no sex before marriage, and I obliged for 2 long years. During our honeymoon, she kept making up excuses. Now when I sit down and talk to her, she calls me a horny pervert and accuses me of using her for sex and stormed off.
Oh dear, okay.
Right.
Yeah.
I know there's supposed to be a time for everything. This is the second one we've had where they're not wanting to... well, the first one, they wasn't wanting to get married.
Yeah.
This time, you are married, but you don't want to get the old hanky-panky going.
The old rumpy-pumpy and all that. It's... So, yeah, I mean, her reaction seems kind of odd, that she seems quite sort of kind of angry about it, which makes me think,
Maybe she had a bad experience in the past.
Maybe, yeah.
One thing.
Maybe this relationship's not meant to be, I don't know. It just seems a bit odd. So
Very
it could be like you say, Phil. Maybe there's a bad experience that she's had in the past, and maybe it just, we just need to kind of stick in there and just keep communicating and maybe help her sort of get through an issue.
Yeah, that's what. Don't keep going on about it, but try and see if you can get a way to have a sit down.
Yeah, there's no easy answer to that. I think it's just gently does it, and just try and find the right time, and try and sort of have that conversation in a way that doesn't, feel like you're coming on very strongly. But yeah, I mean, ultimately, we're not therapists, we're not marriage counsellors, we can't, give you perfect advice on this. So yeah, try and do what you can, but if in the long run it just doesn't seem to be working, then I don't know. It's just one of those things. Will this relationship last?
Yeah, that's what we have to think about.
Yeah. Indeed.
Oh dear. Okay.
Oh dear. Melting. Today I found out that our smoke detector doesn't work when my roommate turned on the wrong burner while trying to cook. Our air fryer was on said burner and it started to melt. It sat there for who knows how long until I noticed smoke everywhere and went to investigate. We don't have an air fryer now. Well, I would say, look on the bright side. You found out that your smoke detector doesn't work in a way that
so it's
doesn't.
Time to invest in a new one.
Indeed, yeah, absolutely. You found out in a way that doesn't involve your apartment or whatever burning down.
That's exactly what you need.
Yeah, better that you found it out that way. Yeah.
They seem to be the thing now. Air fryers.
Yeah.
You notice? Yeah, they seem to be the big thing at the moment. But loads of people I've seen are starting to use them. I'm not exactly sure how they work.
Yeah. I don't really know much about them either.
Well, they are becoming a big thing, and lots of people are interested in actually using them.
Yeah.
And I think they actually work better. I think as well they do use less electricity than an oven.
Maybe that's why
that might be why people are using it, obviously due to all the bloody high energy prices that we're experiencing.
Indeed. Aye. Yeah, so your life sucks on that one, but I suppose there is a silver lining to it.
Go and get your smoke detector sorted.
Absolutely, yeah. Okay, over to you.
Customers from hell. Oh dear,
here we go.
Dear. Today, while stocking the shelves, a customer demanded I ring up his stuff. I'm not a cashier and therefore don't have a login code to do so I told him as such. He then pulled out a knife and threatened to stab me if I didn't ring him up. I'm currently writing this from the ER.
Jesus. So he did stab you then?
So that's suggesting he did stab you then.
Yeah, well, hopefully very soon he won't be a customer from hell, he'll be a customer in jail, I would hope.
That's it, yeah. Like, what on earth is he playing at?
Jesus, yeah, there's some weirdos out there.
Yeah, I need to. This interesting thing to ask you, Ashley, is when you worked for Booths, when you worked there, and sometimes had to work down on the shop floor, were you there were times when you were a cashier, weren't you? Did you have various login codes?
So not a cashier on the shop floor. Certainly a cashier in the cafe though. But yeah, we all had like we'd have obviously our employee number and we'd use that to log into the till. So yeah. I never had a problem where I couldn't like ring up someone's stuff, but like that. And I've certainly never had a customer before who physically threatened me.
No, you have had some rude ones.
I've had rude ones, but
everyone does, I suppose.
Yeah,
in there.
Indeed, yeah, but never one who threatens me with a criminal act.
No,
put it that way.
Hopefully they're in jail now.
Yes, absolutely. So your life definitely sucks on that one, OP. You have all our sympathies. Yeah. What the hell are you doing? Today I got really bored at work. I decided to spin myself around and around in my chair until I got really dizzy. Apparently, my boss decided to start watching me do this while I was in mid-spin. Well, maybe you shouldn't have been doing that then, OP.
Yeah,
it's another
again,
old
we've
one,
got an
actually.
old one here, 2012.
Indeed.
But yeah, this is, I think, this is our first You Deserved It.
Yeah. Because, like, come on, OP.
What did your boss say to you?
Yeah.
Why the hell aren't you working? Yeah.
Indeed.
Maybe what your boss said to you was the title of your FML. What the hell are you doing?
Indeed. Yeah. So yeah, I think that's pretty much what You Deserved It. I mean, it sucks, of course. You know, everyone gets bored when they're at work at times, but you know, sometimes you just got to wade through it. OP. We've all been there.
Yeah, you got to go get through.
Yeah, indeed. So in that case, you know, try and find yourself something to do at work.
You got to get on with your work.
Yeah.
I'm never. I'm so busy at work. I've got so much stuff to do that I'm always constantly doing something.
Exactly.
So I always have so much to do.
Yeah, exactly the same here.
Is that the same with you?
Yeah, there's always something that needs doing, whether it's you know, marking essays or you know, responding to student emails, whether it's preparing for next teaching sessions.
For your job, the most interesting thing must be the times where you actually get to go in and start teaching rather than doing all the marking and answering student emails. You'll
Absolutely.
Be like, that would probably be the best bit. You'll be like, oh, finally, right, I can have a break on doing these essay markings and off I go.
Yeah, exactly. It usually is. The actual teaching, whether it's lectures or seminars, is usually the most interesting part. Because you get, you know, such a range of interesting people actually in the audience, and then, you know, when you're having questions and answers afterwards, it's usually always quite an interesting conversation.
You know what you should do? I think one day you should wait until all of your class are in the lecture hall.
Right.
Just wait for them all to sit down, and then just before you come in, open the door to the lecture hall slowly. Open it slowly, and then just peek your face around. Make sure your students are looking at you and go, "Hey, hello."
Like an absolute weirdo.
I really think you should do that.
Really? You think I should do that? Okay.
That would be so funny.
Hello, it's me, your lecturer here.
I think you should so do that. Yeah. It would be so funny. They would laugh their heads off.
Wow, yeah. Well, I'll keep that in mind, Phil.
Keep that in mind. See, give them a bit of a laugh before you start.
Yes, indeed. Well, they'll probably just think, you know, he's a typical academic, head in the clouds and all that. But yes.
Yeah, that's you. Right, bad connection. Today, and after a lot of effort to reconnect with my family after a while of limited contact, I found out from the family group text that my mum, sister and grandmother went on a vacation without me, and I didn't even know about it until they posted some airport selfies.
Yeah, that kind of sucks. Well, I don't know, maybe they just thought that, given the limited contact, maybe they just thought it wouldn't work. Who knows? So try and get you involved. You never know. I mean, could be reasons for it. I mean, it sucks, absolutely, yeah. Would have been nice to go on a vacation, I guess. Would
have been nice to find out about it as well.
Yeah,
because
indeed.
You want to know, maybe you need to get in a bit more contact with them, so you can go and see what's going on.
Yeah. Plus, also, just looking at it, I don't know, maybe... you know, it was like a girls only thing, because I think the OP, judging by the icon, is male by the looks of it.
I can't really tell.
I can't really tell.
But maybe it's that, well, it could be that, but it could be that maybe the dad is not with them anymore.
Yeah.
That's not specifically stated.
Indeed, yeah, could be. Life sucks. Yeah, absolutely.
Life sucks. Okay, on to you, Andrew.
Okay, fine dining and ball pits don't mix. Today, a nasty brat at the restaurant finally tripped up while running around uncontrollably and hurt himself. I commented to my wife that karma finally struck. The brat's mum heard me and threw my keys into the kid's ball pit. It's been over an hour and even the bar staff can't find my damn keys.
Oh.
Okay, I mean, maybe you should have kept that thing to yourself, but at the same time, yeah, it's pretty unreasonable for someone to steal your keys and throw them into a ball pit.
A ball pit.
Yeah,
indeed. What's he playing at? Honestly.
Yeah. So I would say you'd. I know they said you deserved it. I didn't mean that. Your life sucks, but at the same time, just next time, maybe just don't say things out loud, which could end up biting you in the ass.
Oh God, I remember ball pits. They were fun when they were younger. I remember playing around in the ball pits.
Yeah.
Who knew that? Different coloured plastic balls would be a load of fun.
Indeed. Well, when you're a kid, sometimes the simplest things are the things that amuse you most.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
Indeed. Lost track of the number of times as a kid that I played with cardboard boxes instead of actual toys.
Oh yeah, that's the thing.
Especially when you get a big one and you can sit inside it. Yeah,
that's big.
That sort of thing.
Right. Cat people is our next one.
We've had a few cat ones, haven't we, today?
Oh yeah, we have good old cats. Today my cat tried to escape when I opened my front door. I noticed that whenever I started babbling and making random sounds, he stops dead and just stares at me in confusion before walking back in. With my luck, however, this time my neighbour heard everything. They walked quickly away as if they'd seen a ghost.
They probably thought you were mad.
Great cat person.
Yes, indeed. Like the woman off The Simpsons. That one. There we go.
I like how nowadays, whenever we do recording sessions, you do seem to relate a lot of stuff.
I do, don't I? Yeah. How many Simpsons references have I made on this channel in the last few months?
Because they do a lot of references and frequently.
Yeah.
They have predicted the future a few times.
Yeah, they have.
There's obviously the famous one where they predicted Trump would become president.
Yeah. Indeed. Yes. But The Simpsons just has a lot of things about it which are very relatable. You can make easy references to it.
Yeah. Oh, I do love cats. They are funny. They are so funny, and things like this always make me laugh, which is even more to the fact that I just want to get one.
Yeah.
Lovely.
Indeed. As well as Your Life Sucks on that one, OP. There you go.
Yeah. Right.
Not my problem. Today I watched an old man pee himself while he was talking to me at work. I didn't do anything or say anything, solely because he didn't get any on the floor. It's okay,
dear.
Right?
Yeah, it might. I suppose he might have a little incontinence issue.
It could do.
But it might have been a good idea that he didn't bring it up because it could have caused him major embarrassment.
Yeah, indeed. So he didn't get any on the floor. That's the thing that kind of makes me sort of curious.
Maybe stuck to his leg or the inside of his trouser.
Maybe. I don't know. There's a weird one, but yeah, Your Life Sucks, definitely. And if it is incontinence or something as well, his life sucks as well.
Yeah, we've got to say that for him.
Indeed.
Yeah, poor guy.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
Is there anybody out there? Today I had a phone interview, my first job interview in months. 2 seconds in, I not only lost my signal, my phone froze up and stopped working completely for 6 hours.
Yeah, that sucks.
Yes, he couldn't even text and say sorry, but my phone's acting up.
Yeah,
I'm just thinking what other method you could use. I suppose if you've got a PC or something, maybe you could email them.
Could do.
And say sorry, my phone bricked itself.
Yeah, indeed. I'd like to hope that if the job, if the company is reasonable, maybe they'll offer you an alternate chance to have an interview, but no, that really sucks when the technology doesn't work and it's vital and it goes wrong.
Maybe hopefully you've got a laptop where you can send an email to them just to explain what happened, and maybe then reschedule something for when your phone starts working again.
Indeed. Yeah. So life sucks, absolutely. Bored stiff. Today, my boyfriend and I made a date to try to save our relationship. I sat in his room for hours while he watched YouTube videos of World of Warcraft.
Oh dear, again, it's an old one from 2009. It's a very old one. Oh dear, that's not going too well, is it?
No.
You'd rather watch World of Warcraft videos on YouTube.
Yeah. I mean, if you were both into World of Warcraft, then who knows, maybe you could bond over that, but by the sounds of it, no. The answer
you're
is...
trying to get together.
Yeah. Indeed, yeah, I don't know. I mean, the way it's phrased, made a date to try and save our relationship, maybe sounds like it's been on the decline.
It's going on the downhill.
Yeah,
it's a shame when things happen like this, but this is what happens sometimes.
Yeah.
Things don't always work out, do they?
They don't, yeah. So Your Life Sucks, definitely.
Okay, and the final one, here we are, is spooky season. which is actually appropriate considering we're in October.
Indeed.
And it's coming up to Halloween. So today I took a nap before work. I had a harrowing nightmare in which I was chased by a murderer and the ghosts of his victims at my job. I then woke up to go to work, where I worked the night shift, completely alone.
Oh dear.
Spooky.
Spooky indeed, yes. Yeah, so life sucks on that one, but also slightly amusing. God, I'm trying to think. You ever had a big nightmare before, Phil? One that's made you actually wake up in like a bit of a shock? Yeah.
Yeah. Oh God. Yeah. You can get those, can't you?
Yeah.
It can be. They said this thing that's probably a complete myth anyway. That supposedly when you eat cheese before you go to bed, that it induces nightmares. But I think that's just a complete myth.
It's probably an urban legend. There's probably nothing.
Just like the fact that carrots can make you see in the dark. No, they can't.
Yeah, indeed. I'm trying to think. Like, have I ever had like a really scary nightmare? I don't know if I've ever had like a really scary nightmare, but I've certainly had dreams that were very surreal and weird and things like that. That seems to be a typical thing, especially like dreams where stuff happens that's clearly inspired by like video games or media that I've consumed and things like that. Yeah, that seems to be a very common one with me. Where,
talking about spooky things. Silent Hills.
Oh yeah.
The PT demo. Apparently, there were things where when they were making that game, or when they were planning to make the Silent Hills, that part of the development team, as well as Hideo Kojima, was going to bring in what's his name? Who they brought in for Death Stranding?
Oh, Norman Reedus?
No, not Norman Reedus.
Mads Mikkelsen?
Yeah, was it Mads Mikkelsen?
Yeah.
They were thinking of getting inspired by Junji Ito.
Oh, right.
Would you believe? Yeah.
For
some horror, for some of the horror segments.
Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised.
Which is an interesting little thing. Yeah.
Yeah, Junji Ito, that would have been interesting given his horror mangas that he writes, because there are some very interesting ones out there.
He's essentially the Japanese version of H.P. Lovecraft, isn't he? Something like that.
Yeah, something like that. I suppose you could put it that way. Yeah, I've got a couple of his mangas on my shelf here with me.
You do, don't you?
Yeah, they're good ones. It's funny because sometimes they're quite comical, but at the same time quite disturbing.
Quite disturbing as well.
Yeah,
interesting little thing.
Indeed.
Right,
Yes.
well, there we go. That was an interesting time with the FMLs.
The FMLs, there we go. Yes. So thanks for joining me for that, Phil.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so we'll outro here. Facebook and Twitter links down below, along with a link to my propagandist channel for anyone interested. And if you enjoyed, a like is always appreciated. On that, there's the two of us signing off now. And of course, as always, leave your comments with thoughts on some of those if you wish. Indeed.
Okie dokie.
Goodbye, everybody. Alright, we know what we need to do. I wonder if I could do a special jump. Oh, actually, no. We don't want to jump down with that waterfall. Otherwise, we might be messing ourselves up. Open the door, please. I'm in. Can I do anything with these? I guess not. Waiter, gonna move on. They all look the same, don't they? But sure. Safety first, press E to use doorknobs. Kind of already figured that out, but okay. What's the deal in here then? Spacebar to jump? Oh. Looks like a parkour challenge here. There's something back here, isn't there? What's this suitcase? Hello? Can I... Deliver this drink to the man with red hair. Okay, we can do that.